Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the FrostBytez gaming experience. So now we need to actually full-on tackle Lord Lau's furnace, but before we do that, there's actually one configuration that actually went unnoticed by me, actually. So I did a quick little test run-through of Lord Lau's furnace because, again, I kind of want to showcase everything in this game, and it's hard for me to showcase something that I've actually never done before, so I did a little bit of a run-through to make sure I knew everything, but I got a little bit stuck, and I had to look it up to realize that the configuration of the dragon was hidden in this one area, an area that I actually did not even realize that I had completely missed, including a vase right back here. Kick that right open, get ourselves an extra 56 silver, and now we can actually finally look to move on into Lord Lau's furnace and actually show everything that we can do with the configurations that we have found up to this point so far. There is actually one more that we do not have yet. Now, we still also need to talk with Dawnstar before heading out to the palace, but most importantly, let's talk with our good buddy Kang.
No time for chatty.
Alrighty, so let's head to the furnace.
Yes, I am eager to return there. It is a masterful array of artful mechanics, despite being a bit overly polished. This Lord Lau, he could use a bit of restraint.
Well, you know what? The guy does what he wants to do. Anyway, so let's go back to the furnace.
Certainly. It's just a flick of a switch, and I'm reasonably sure the trip isn't even doing any irreparable harm.
That we're aware of. Alrighty, and then one more thing. There's actually two urns that we haven't opened up in this area. One of us gives us some more cow bazaar, and another one gives us our final configuration, this time the configuration of the ox. Alrighty. So, let's see what all configurations we have. So, the configurations are basically little poems that kind of tell us exactly what we need to do in order to get the configuration to work. Before we do that, there's actually a fun little configuration outside that we can actually utilize for a nifty little trick. Now, you can do a whole bunch of different, like, random variants, and it can cause little bits of problems, one of which spawned, I believe it was 4 rat demons we had to fight, or some spirits. There's including some more. You can turn yourself into a chicken, you can turn your partner into a chicken. There's a whole bunch out there. But one in particular that we can do is we are going to activate the water wheel, which we actually didn't do the first time, so we actually get the little cutscene of the water wheel in full works. After you activate it once over, every other time that you activate it, it skips, the cutscene and just immediately starts working. So, but we hadn't done the water wheel just yet, so we might as well do that right now for this fun little configuration. This is not one of the ones that we are actually doing. This is just for fun. We do that one, we do the cauldron, and then the clapper chimney. So there's the clapper chimney, start getting that going. And then the cauldron, which is right over here. You do those three, and you activate the spirit of the tiger over here. And that gives us a little cutscene where we gender swap. So you actually see what your essentially playstyle character would be if you were the opposite gender. So basically, we just saw what the monk female essentially looked like. Pretty cool, right? Okay, so let's actually get to the actual configurations themselves. So we got to go with the plot items, and we can actually start going down and seeing what is what. So let's start with the configuration of the horse. So we have, in his ravings, my husband talked of a madman with eyes of metal and a strange island in the skies. His words frightened me, but none more than when he clutched my arm, suddenly lucid. It's tiger, he said, so we know we have to do the formation of the tiger instead of the dragon. Fever burning in his eyes. The tiger feeds on the stone of the cows, so cow bezor. Let's see here. Torn from its innards. All but the cogs are watching, waiting and active, waiting for the tiger to feed. After his discovery, my husband remembered nothing of his journey. So basically, everything except for the cogs need to be turned on for this one. So let's turn on the water wheel. The clapper chimney, which is already going, it looks like. The conductor. The cogs we don't want to have turned on, and the cauldron on, which is already going. So we've already got everything that we need. And then we need the cow bazaar, which we just got some more of. So the cow bazaar, and it was the tiger configuration. There we go, tiger button. And there we go. Now we have the Song of the Spirit, and we lose the configuration of the horse because we just got done utilizing it. So every single one of these, there are, I believe there's one gem that you get, which it's already a gem that we have, but the rest turn into technique. So here we got ourselves a spirit +5.
Excellent. What an amazing machine! Now, if we can find more configurations, just imagine what we could do here.
Oh, we don't need to imagine. We've already got more configurations. Anyways, the machine is amazing.
Amazing indeed. Of course, without more configurations, we'll never know just what it can really do.
Well, I guess we'll find out what it can really do. So, what have we got next up? So, configuration of the snake. So you found, okay, keep the cross. Okay, to think that the machine could be designed around the principles of starting motion with a tiger. So tiger, of all things, to dally with utter madness. As if this were not enough, no machine made by the hands of man can be fueled by iron infused with nickel. So we need iron infused with nickel, which we got a bar of nickeled iron. The resulting metal is strong as inherent to reactions, even applications of electrical current, and the introduction of a chimney smoke into a mechanical cauldron. So we need the current, the chimney, and the cauldron in order to get this one to work. So let's go ahead and turn on the cauldron. Okay. Conductor. And the chimney. Go right through as that thing's going to smack us right in the head. And we need ourselves some nickeled iron. And then the button of the tiger. Now, you can't press the button until after a while. It's got to do the full motion of the machine first. And then once it's all done, you'll get the option to press for the tiger, the dragon, or to reset the console entirely. So we are. Calm as the morning breeze. So the calm of the morning breeze gives us a mind of +5. So we got spirit +5 and mind +5. Alrighty, so let's continue on here. Okay, here we go. So, next up, configuration of the tiger. Iron is made stronger through alloy, and nickel binds well to make a sharp blade. So again, nickel plated iron. It'd also be a reactive fuel, but certain configurations must be preserved. The dragon watches over the controlled lightning while the cogs spin dutifully on their own. So we are looking for, let's see here, the cogs, the conductor, and the dragon. So we've got the whirling cogs, conductor, and nickeled iron. Now let me just make sure that I read through that correctly. The configuration of the tiger. So we got here. So we got the nickel dragon button controlled lightning while the cogs spin. That should be it. We got the conductor, we got the cogs, we got the dragon's button. Yeah, the dragon button for the configuration of the tiger makes all the sense in the world. And now we just gotta wait for the dragon to want to be pressed, and we got the quieted mind off of that one. So we got ourselves a focus of +30. Insanely good.
About this place, I can almost feel it. It's on the tip of my brain, and then it's gone. I just wish something would help prod my memory.
So he kind of remembers this place, which is a little bit odd. Anyway, something just appeared behind him.
What? Well, now, what have we here?
We have Des Es Machina.
Well, isn't that just a golden carp full of luck? Let's see here.
A golden carp. Now, why couldn't we fish for something like that?
It's a wind map.
There might be a golden carp in Stardew Valley. That means I gotta play Stardew Valley next.
I can decipher it. It would seem that someone wants to reward proper use of the furnace.
So the more good things we do with the furnace, the more clues we get towards, I guess, something else, huh? So where does it lead?
Through some wind, like any other of its kind. Really, I think you'd have grasped the concept by... Oh, you mean specifically?
I would hope so. But thank you for that little
Like
tidbit.
the previous map, there is really only one way to know for certain where it leads, and that is to get in the flyer and go there.
Well, you know what? I'm all for it. Let's
We'll
go.
have to leave the furnace before we can fly out, however. A little matter of needing the flyer. Just tell me when you want to leave.
Well, I'm pretty much ready to leave right now, then. Let's leave.
If we make it back to the real world, speak with me again, and we can head off on that little wind map adventure. Did I say if we make it back? Ah, yes, I did.
No, he has way too much fun. So we got to end up going back in order to use the flyer now. So we got more flyer mini games going on here. This will lead us more to the understandings of Lord Lau's furnace.
Yes, what can I do?
So anyways, and latest wind map.
I'm waiting for you to follow the map after using the furnace. I'm sure it will jog my memory and maybe result in a few trinkets for you. Who knows?
I could use more trinkets. That's always true. All right, let's go.
Ha, I'm looking forward to this. Remembering things long forgotten is like getting to open a gift twice.
It's a very valid way of putting it. Alrighty, so let's go. So utilize the radiant aura as always. Now this one just has a lot of these little floating balloon deals. A lot of them aren't really a problem for you. Some of them do kind of go in the direction of where you're at, but the rest just kind of avoid you. You mostly just want to destroy the gate ones right in front, and keep an eye for the level 2, so you can just hold down A and just let it go through. You don't want to get the level 3 one for this, because again, there's not a whole lot of them that are going to come from the side right after you. It's really only the guy coming from the top left right over here that actually looks to follow you too much. But the ones that come from the bottom just kind of move around and don't really cause anything else. Again, just utilize the radiant aura in case you ever make a misstep. But generally, this is basically all you're doing, is just staying right in the center and just kind of waiting. This one right here kind of likes to follow through, but not too much to the point where it actually becomes a problem.
Yes, I see things so clearly now.
So clearly, as we are going to be hit on the side by one of the balloons. Looks like we took a bit of a hit from the backside. That is very unfair. Ah, that is so uncool of them. I don't have enough. Oh well.
But my memory is plotted again. Good job.
So there was actually no destination that we led to, but his memory just kind of sparked a bit. Because, I don't know, why not? Just take advantage of it, I guess. So now we've learned the Mirage ability, which actually makes us invisible. And invincible, too.
No new devices to build, but I have more than just memories to show for it this time. Exotic fuel for the furnace.
Ooh, we found some fuel. Where'd you even get that?
I hung a net out. Wait, I have nets? Yes, I do. I have a lot of things. Oh, good thing, too. We can use this stuff. With the proper configurations, these new elements can produce spectacular effects. Ha! You should be glad. I see what you mean. It does seem to be a rather complicated number of hoops to go through just for some shiny baubles, even if baubles are always nice to have.
I mean, they're shiny, too.
Perhaps more will be revealed with further operation of the furnace, like how the map for the last trip appeared. There must be some plan in place.
Only one way to find out. Let's go back into that furnace.
Now wouldn't leave such a thing unattended for no reason. Much as I would never leave the marvelous dragonfly at the side of the road.
Yes, but we gotta go. So we gotta leave it at one point or another. Let's go back to the furnace.
Certainly. It's just a flick of a switch, and I'm reasonably sure the trip isn't even doing any irreparable harm.
Pretty sure. So anyways, we got ourselves a vial of sulfurous water. I've always had a hard time saying that properly. Now, there's only 2 of them you can get. That is one way, and the other way is by chatting with our little friend here up in heaven in order to purchase the other one. We already did purchase it ahead of time, but the only other way to get the other one is by doing 3 configurations and then utilizing that wind map in order to find the other one. So there is a reason for that trip. So now we have the configuration of the rabbit. So let's see here. You stumbled across an obscure diagram that leads to indicate the configuration for a machine. Small stone with a medical rune surrounding it seemed to be a key component. The rest of the diagram shows a connection between some sort of lightning enshrouded globe held by a mechanical arm, which seems linked to a pagoda or pyramid top machine belching smoke, which in turn seems to be connected to a series of large gears. The diagram is a series of dragon etchings in the corner. Whether or not they're related is hard to say. So for the configuration of the rabbit, basically it all boils down to we need a conductor, chimney, cogs, the dragon button. And let me see here. What kind do we need? So a sphere diagram, configuration for machine, a small stone with a medical rune surrounding it needs to be a key component. Small stone. I'm assuming it means the cow bazaar. Small stone with medical rune surrounding. I guess that's what that is. The rest of the diagram shows a connection between some sort of lightning. That's the conductor. Okay, held by a mechanical arm, which needs to be linked to a pyramid-top machine belching smoke, the chimney. Seems to be connected to a series of large gears, which are the cogs, if I'm not mistaken. And then the dragon etching. Oh, let's give it a shot. So, we got to get ourselves the cog. Conductor. The chimney. Is that really pyramid looking? Oh, yeah, it is actually, kind of. We know dragon. I'm assuming it means the stone is the cow. Because we don't even have... Because we use the nickel already. Because there's 6 total configurations that you can do, and it requires 2 of each. So you got 2 ones that require cow, 2 that requires nickel, and 2 that requires the water. And the dragon button. Heaven's Blessing Gem and the configuration of the rabbit. So we were correct. But we got ourselves another Heaven's Blessing Gem, and I believe that you can utilize both of them, and they can both stack up. No, you cannot. Okay, so that's... Oh, yeah, because I think I already tried it once before. So anyways, yeah, kind of a useless one to us, but I mean, you got to do it in order to continue on with more of the configuration. So now we got the final 2 configurations that we just got. The configuration of the dragon. So think about the strange poem made it stick in your mind. Configurations guided by the tiger, so we know the tiger. Burn bright as the cauldron bubbles in the night. So a cauldron, the cogs were graceful dances, but they grow tired unless they drink the water infused with sulfur. So we got to utilize... So it's going to be the dragon button along with the cauldron, the cogs, and the water. So we got the cauldron, the cogs, and it's the configuration of the dragon. So of course we're going to utilize the tiger. Anyway, so we got 1 more cow bazaar. I don't know how we got 3 because there's only 2 of them that we can use. Let's put in the sulfur water and then head on over to the tiger button. And just wait for it to be ready to be pressed for our next, well, victory, really. Perfect, tiger button. The mountain within. So the mountain within grants us a body of +5. Alrighty, so we got 1 more configuration to go. So, last but not least, we have the configuration of the ox. A strange schematic has seen better days with the paper ragged at the corners, while the page is filled with doodled diagrams, including one for a device that seems designed to colorize rice for easy sorting. The majority of the space is taken up by a single notation. Foul-smelling water, sulfur, must be purified of the taint of a rotten egg. So again, sulfur. Only the water wheel and the applauding stick can manage it. Even then, only with the dragon's help. So we know dragon. For starters, we're going to need the water of it. So the water wheel, I assume, is what we're aiming for. Get ourselves the water wheel. And then, so let's see here. Let's see if we, okay, so. Smelling water should purify the taint. Only the water wheel and applauding stack can manage it. The applauding stack, huh? Foul-smelling water must be purified of the taint of a rotten egg. Only the water wheel and the applauding stack. I'm assuming applauding means like clap. And like the chimney just goes up and down. So it's clapping. Because the rest of these just kind of turn and whirl. But in applaud, I'm thinking of claps. I'm looking at the chimney there. And then sulfur water. And then the help of the dragon. Interesting way to look at it, I guess. Dragon's button. Spirit of the Master. Yes, I know. We got points that we can utilize. Increases magical damage. So basically, our chi abilities are now stronger than they were before.
You are going to be quite adept at manipulating this machine. If I were Lord Lau, I'd have made it a bit more obtuse, so people work harder for their supper.
Well, you know what? I worked really hard. I found all these just kind of laying out everywhere.
The secrets the furnace has to offer.
Well, that's it, and that's it. I mean, we used all the configurations. What is that energy surrounding you?
Oh, I'm sure it's nothing.
Is it always? Alrighty, so we got here's the attention, a blessing and a curse. Well, now he's sick.
Nothing like mortal danger to jog the memory. Anyone up for a flight to the edge of perception?
Well, I guess so, but except for what are you talking about?
The memories. They are seeping in. I see patterns, schematics, explosions, lots of explosions, and someone seeking rescue. Lord Lau.
We gotta go find Lord
That's why the furnace is here. Why the configurations are spread across the Empire. When it was safe for his tools to be used, it would be safe for him to return.
Is that how it works?
Lord Lao is imprisoned, locked away so his inventions could no longer challenge the works of the heavens. It's an insult to the inventor spirit. We must fly.
So basically, this guy got too close. I mean, we are technically in an area that resembles heaven. How do you even know this? But anyways, we're in a place that technically resembles heaven, and we got like a lot of these machineries that I guess upset the gods, so they locked away this Lord Lao, and now we gotta go and actually free
I
him.
suppose I should be dead. This time. Perhaps I've grown resistant to such energetic assault and surprised my assailant with my resilience.
Whatever you say, buddy.
Whatever the case, I have a vision of a new wind map. It goes nowhere and everywhere. We have to
I love those. It goes nowhere and everywhere. You are nothing and everything. It's a really cheap way of saying we couldn't think of anything specific to say. So let's go to the flyer.
That would be ideal. Although we will quickly move back into a place like this. This route, I don't think it can be represented on flat paper.
And yet we shall try
We should
anyways.
go now. I do not think the furnace will function again until this is resolved.
I don't think so either because we ran out of configurations. So now we got to go do one more flying mission. Now we are going to run this part a little bit longer than most other parts because I want to get everything of Lord Lao's furnace done in one entire part. So it's easier for those that have never done it before to actually just find this in one simple long part and be able to see all that you can do with it.
No time for
So anyways, let's go. Let's do the latest wind map. A very serious one indeed. Basically, this is like the final boss level of the top-down flying portion of this game. And it can be, it's not that hard, but it can be relatively challenging at first. Took me a number of tries to finally actually beat it. Let's go to it.
This route is much stranger than any I have seen before. Clearly, we are not bound for a terrestrial location.
We are bound for doom is what it is. Alrighty, so we're going to keep the Radiant Aura and the Shrieking Fury for this one. Get ourselves the Aura immediately and start looking to use the Shrieking Furies whenever we can. We have like little mini spirits after us, and some of them go in weird little sections. These little guys specifically will follow you. Okay, we got it. I gotta utilize my missiles sparingly
This is very strange.
because we are gonna take a couple hits.
Nasty.
Okay, we got ourselves a weapon upgrade. Let's go get it. Okay, good. Give my fingers a bit of a break until we get the tri-shooter. Get ourselves another aura just in case if we take any hits from the backside.
Lord Lao will appreciate this. I'll put a celestial wrench in my trouble.
Whoa! A little too close. Still too close.
What manner of beast are we following? I am a little worried.
I want to try and keep as much as my health and the Radiant Aura as I can for the actual boss, because there's actually is an actual tough boss to go against. Here we go. So we go against the celestial looking light, and we got to try and take out the lights on the side as fast as possible, or else we do risk getting completely one-shot by this thing. Okay, that's already one of them. Alright. Oh boy, we gotta try and take out at least one more. Come on. Oh boy. That was really close. These lasers, those little electrical shots can really do some damage. We want to try and take out as much as the side ones as we can. They do. Oh, there we go. You get hit by one of them and you're done.
We need to try again.
I couldn't get the next level up of my weapon, however. And I think that sucks about this is that you got to go all the way back to the beginning. So we definitely want to try and get that level 3 if we can. Alright, here we go. Come on. Gotta do as much damage to these orbs as possible from the get-go. That's one down. Better get in here, because I know that's where the first one shoots every time. That's 2 down. Okay, good. Okay, that's all of them, so now we're just going to attack the center as much as possible. Perfect, got it. Woo! Oh boy, yeah, so you want to take out all 5 of the little auras on the side before you take out the center. I don't think you can kill the center without killing all 5 on the side, and it does regenerate them over time, so you gotta be really fast about it. But we got the Consumed Spirit.
Well, I'm not sure where we crossed from the living world to the spirit, but we seem to have made it back in one piece, and with startling revelations too.
Startling revelations, like what?
Yes, we need to discuss what was discovered.
Well, what did we discover? Where's Lord Lao? Yeah, did we not? We didn't see him.
Yes, well, it seems the entity holding the memories of Lord Lao is vanquished.
That was that
The
entity.
great artificer was imprisoned for insulting heavenly works. Unjustly, I might add.
Okay, but...
He is free. He is, well, somewhat disoriented by the process. Oh, and there is perhaps something else you should be aware of.
Oh, I'm pretty sure I know what it is.
He is me.
Such a present should have been easier to detect. So basically, this Chaikad really feels insulted that he couldn't tell that Kang has been this Lord Lao the entire time. Yeah, let's see here. How do you explain this?
I should have been more concerned with having no memories before the last few decades.
That is a really big thing.
Come to think of it, I guess I'm pretty old.
So basically, he is Lord Lao. He is kind of like...
It never seemed to matter.
He's basically like a mini deity, in a sense. He's kind of like a mini god. He is essentially, if you want to put it in certain terms, he is the god. He is the god of contraptions. You know, he is the god of machinery in a sense. And his machines and his inventions was really tapping onto, you know, the celestial heavens, and they felt that a little bit too much, so they actually just took his memories away and put it into that electrical being that we had to defeat in order to get him his memories back. So will whoever come back for
I
you?
think I'll give them cause. I like it here. So many things to build for so many small problems. All the interesting big-scale things are already built.
So he was getting too close to touching the realm of the heavens. They basically took his mind away, and he's just been living as just a little mini inventor for a while until right now where he got his memories back that you are indeed basically a deity in a sense.
To rescue me in the void. The eyes of the void. Or the glare of the jerk that locked me up or something. Very volatile fuel.
So basically we got one more fuel that we can
With
utilize.
my new understanding of the furnace, you now have a configuration unrivaled. But there is risk. Combined with this fuel, it may damage the furnace.
So we are looking to completely destroy the furnace. It basically comes down to this. You have two more configurations. You can only make one of them because in doing so you destroy the furnace, okay? There are two things that you get out of it. You get the strength of the bull and harmony and balance. Harmony and balance are just like the gems of balance where you get +3 in all three categories, all right? So anyways, let's go back to the furnace. So anyways, harmony and balance basically give you +3 in all areas. It's exactly like the gem, you know, of the gem of unity. This is literally what it is, except for it is a technique, so you don't have to have it into a slot. However, we are going to go the other route and go with the strength of the bull, because the strength of the bull is a passive that increases the damage of our martial arts style by 25%, which is essentially everything that we look for. We just want to take out things as fast and as hard as possible. So in order to get the strength of the bull, you're going to do the configuration of the rat. If you do want harmony and balance, you're going to go with the configuration of the goat. But again, the configuration of the rat is the one that we are looking to. So this wrinkled sheet of paper is filled with a diagrams doodle in the corners along with the margins. The majority of the page, however, is taken up by the following text. The dual eyes of the fire can fuel greatness, but only if all save the conductor work together with the dragon. There seems to be a little else of interest in this page, except for a doodle picture of a dolphin with some sort of contraption attached to its head, and a note underneath that reads, "No sharks." So basically, we are looking to run everything in order to utilize the configuration of the rat in order to get the strength of the bull. So we are going to run the water wheel. If you wanted to do the other one, let's actually take a look at it. So the configuration of the goat. So probably written in the author as a reminder, will likely break the machine, but with a pair of flawless rubies and care to leave the clappers and cauldron out of the process, the tiger might be able to manage a reconfiguration with the user instead of itself. So basically you want to have everything except for the clappers, which is the chimney, and the cauldron out of it, I believe is what it is. So you want to get the conductor, the water wheel, and the cogs going. But when it comes to the rat, we want to get everything going except for, oh yeah, together with the dragon. So we want to get all of them going and then utilize the dragon. So the conductor, the chimney, the cogs, the cauldron, and the waterfall all working at once, along with the eye of the void and the button of the dragon. So let's put in the rubies of the eye to the void. Let all the machines do what they're supposed to do. and wait for the dragon to give us our final piece. Oh, turned him into a monkey. Was it a tiger I was supposed to do? See, that's what happens when sometimes you get it wrong. Whoops. So, the configuration of the rat. The dual eyes of the fire can feel greatness, but only if all the save the conductor. Whoops. All right. So, we want to get everything going but the conductor. My bad. That was a big whoopsie. So let's get the chimney going. Let's get the water wheel going. Yeah, that was a bit of misreading there. All except for the conductor must be going. And I'm assuming it's already got it in there. Oh, I emptied it out, so now I got the Eye of the Void again. Put the Eye of the Void back in, and now it should work. But now you guys can see, you know, just saw yourself what happens if you do a random configuration that's wrong and then press it. So now that we got it right, everything's going to break. But yeah, if you get it wrong, random things can happen. You can turn to a monkey. Your ally can turn to a monkey. You have to fight certain things. But we got the strength of the bull. So as it states right here, the damage increase. And from what I did some research on it, the damage increase is 25% up. So basically, by doing this entire ordeal, you walk away with Spirit 5, Mind 5, Focus 30, Body 5, increase in magic damage, and just damage increase in physical damage as well. So basically, we walk out of here feeling really good about ourselves, and that's it.
Intriguing place.
Intriguing to the point that we have finished it up, actually. Let's leave.
In the meantime, I will try to see if I can learn anything more about this interesting machine. I can always bring us back here later.
Except for there's really no need because we just finished off every single thing that we can do there. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is Lord Lau's furnace. All the configurations that you can utilize, all the abilities. And again, the configure, like if you have been watching up into this point, you know, you already know where to find all of the Calbazor, all of the sulfur water, all of the nickel plated iron that you can get, and all of the configurations that you can utilize, which again, you can use auto-eyes except for the last one, the goat, with one more piece of the Eye of the Void, because again, the furnace itself breaks, so we can't utilize that. But if you've been following up to this point, and if you haven't and you're missing some of the items, just look it up and it'll be really easy to find. But if you've just been searching through everything and doing every single side mission, you should have every single configuration and every single item that helps out with the configurations. And yeah, you get a lot of really good, you know, experience out of it. But hey, we're going to have to call it apart right there, ladies and gentlemen. So I do hope you enjoy the rest of your evenings. Catch you all on the next part.